What's up, guys? So it is Sunday night, July 2nd, and just kind of give you guys an update. So yesterday was my reset day. So I did a couple things well, and I could have done a couple things differently. What I did well, I stayed active, so I went to the gym in the morning. I also went for a 2-mile walk with my uncle in humidity that was really gross and actually just kind of sucked the life out of me. But I got it done, and had walked with my dog earlier in the morning as well. So it was a very active day. So that was a good thing. I drank a ton of water yesterday. I couldn't get enough water. I think part of that was because of the humidity and because I was outside for quite a bit of time. Also in the evening, I had made some food thinking that I really should have some more protein, and as I was cooking, it occurred to me, I'm really not that hungry. I don't know why I'm even making this food. So I put it in I finished making it, I put it in a storage container, like a Tupperware container, and I put it in the fridge. So I really listened to my body in that moment, so I was proud of that. And I was proud of how that went. So I didn't end up filming I didn't really film any of my reset day, but I ate relatively healthy. The only things I ate that weren't super healthy were I had some pizza, but there were just mushrooms on it, so I don't even know if you'd call that unhealthy. So I had a couple slices of pizza with mushrooms, and I did make chocolate chip cookies, and I definitely ate too many of those, so I had too much sugar. But overall, it was a good day. I stayed active, whatever. So it was good. Today has been my rest day, which has been nice. I have been somewhat active. I walked around with my friend a little bit. I took my dog for a couple walks, so that's been good. As far as eating, it was a high carb day. My eating wasn't great today. And I mean that in the sense that I didn't eat anything overly bad for me. I just, I couldn't satiate my hunger, and I don't know why that is today, but I just wanted to keep eating. And that wasn't an emotional eating thing or a stress eating thing. I don't know why my body was just wanting more food. And I don't know if it was in my head or if it was a physical thing. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get better at listening when it comes to that kind of stuff. But, so I definitely went over my calories today. I had more carbs than I was, I think, supposed to, and I had more fat. But the only things that I had that were really unhealthy were I did have another cookie that I made yesterday, and then I had some of that frozen yogurt that I bought the other night. So, other than that, I had lean meats and cheese and egg whites and salad. So I just ate a lot. It's not that I ate bad things necessarily. There was a few questionable things in there, but I ate a lot today. So it makes me a little bit more determined to do really well tomorrow and Tuesday, as those are probably going to be the hardest days this week because they are low carb, high fat days, and I am going to be at a party tomorrow, and then with some family on Tuesday for the 4th of July. So my plan for tomorrow is this. So I don't think they would recommend this with the Transform app, but it's a low carb day, and I'm going to a party in that late afternoon, early evening, and into the evening, and I want to be able to enjoy that. So my plan for the morning and afternoon is to do high protein, medium fat, low carb. Normally on a low carb, high fat day, your breakfast is high carb and the rest of the day is low carb. I'm honestly just going to save all my carbs for the party. Is that ideal? No, but it will bring me in at the end of the day, hopefully, without going over my carbs, which is my goal. So, is that the ideal way to do it? No, but I want to enjoy my life, enjoy the party, and not be so overly focused on what I can and can't eat that I can't have fun. So, yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to eat very high protein. I will eat some carbs in the morning because I need to go to the gym and I want to replenish my carbs, and I don't want to just not give my body what it needs. But I'm going to try and save most of my carbs for later on in the day so that I can have some things that I wouldn't normally have. So my plan is to try and stick with protein and salad at the party, but I know that there's going to be some other things that I'm going to want to have too. So yeah, I mean, so yesterday's my reset day. Probably went over my calorie goals for that day. Went over my calories for today. Gonna try and stay within my calories for tomorrow and Tuesday. I do not know how things are gonna end up at the end of this week, but you know what? I don't care. One of the things I've been thinking about and pondering the last few days is, I started this out last week like, I'm gonna be perfect. I'm gonna show people how to be perfect, and like how amazing of a transformation you can have if you do everything perfectly. Well, isn't that just stupid? Like, that is a stupid goal, because none of you are perfect, because I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. Humans are not perfect. So to think that I could potentially be perfect for 12 weeks is absurd. So I've come to the conclusion that I really just, as I go through this series with you guys, all I want to do is live my life. I want to try and follow the program to the best of my ability, but knowing that there are going to be weeks that I'm not going to get it perfectly, that I'm not going to have, my carbs in the morning as opposed to later in the day, where, I'm not going to go out and all that stuff. Like, I have to live my life. In 3 weeks, my best friends are going to be here from Montana with their kids. We're going to be going to Boston. We're going to Maine. We're going to be doing all this stuff. I'm not going to not live my life just because I'm trying to diet. My goal is to make sure I hit all of my workouts regardless of what's going on, and to be as mindful as I can about what I'm eating and to make good choices, but I'm also going to enjoy my life. And I think that and keeping that in mind is going to be so much more useful and beneficial to you guys as you follow me along this journey than it is if I tried to be perfect, because that's just not realistic. And for me to imply that you should try and be perfect to like transform the best or have your best transformation is stupid. It doesn't make sense. Like, you have to live your life, you have to enjoy your life, and that's what I'm going to do as I take you guys along with me. And I'm going to show you that even when you do that, if you stay consistent, if you do your workouts, if you, do your best and make healthy choices to the best of your ability, you still can transform. That's what I'm going to show you guys. So stay tuned. It is Sunday night. We're going into Monday. I'm going to hopefully be able to have my camera with me at this party tomorrow. Hopefully film some of the awesome fireworks. And I'm really excited. It's gonna be a good couple days. And yeah, stay tuned, because I'm gonna take you guys with me. And we're on to week 2. What's up, guys? So I'm going to try and be quiet because I'm staying at my aunt and uncle's house tonight. So the party was fun. Definitely went over on my carbs, probably also on my fat. But that's okay. I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to plan to go to the gym tomorrow morning and carry on throughout tomorrow. Just like a new day, like it's any other part of my week, my program, my plan. So I do have a couple things that I'm doing tomorrow that may also make
staying on track a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try really hard too, especially since I didn't stay on track today. I did fairly well, but definitely went over my calories, I think. But I had a really good time. I got some really cool pictures of the fireworks and a few videos too that I'll probably include in this vlog. So yeah, it was a good day. Had fun. At the end of the week, if I don't lose as much weight as I'd like to lose, am I going to regret it? Nope. Nope, I'm not. I'm just going to keep plugging away. So rather than allow myself to get completely off track like I did in the past, I'm just going to get up tomorrow, go do my workout, and carry on with the week. That's pretty much it. I don't want to talk too much just because I don't want to like disturb anyone. And my dog is also like freaking out because of the fireworks, so I'm going to chill with him for a bit and then go to bed. But I'll talk to you guys more soon. Bye. What is up, guys? So it's July 4th. You're going to see this after the fact, but happy July 4th, or happy 4th of July. So update. I told you guys last night, did not stay within my calories, but I had a great time. Today, I'm probably not going to track. I'm just going to try and be smart. I think tomorrow would normally be a high carb day, but I think I'm actually going to do 3 low carb, high fat days in a row. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because yesterday definitely was not low carb, and today might be, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to have fun with my friends and family, and get back on my food plan tomorrow. I did hit the gym this morning. Non-scale victory. I did 50 minutes of HIIT cardio on the stairs, and I did 2,600 stairs, which was like, I think it was like 200 floors or something like that. I was really proud of myself because I remember when I couldn't even do 5 minutes on the stairs. So that's definitely a huge thing that I'm really proud of. It's also the first time I've done 45 minutes of HIIT cardio. I had gotten up to 30 previously, and I talked a little bit about in episode 1 how eventually I want to get up to 45. So I figured I'm just going to go for it today because the last couple days my diet hasn't been awesome. So just going to keep at it. I'm honestly not too worried about the outcome of this week. I still think I'll lose weight, especially if I do 3 low carb, high fat days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then weigh in on Saturday. And if I don't, I don't. Again, one of the things I'm kind of learning is that this isn't just about being perfect. It's about living your life and also, managing your life so that you can still be healthy most of the time. So, I made sure I got to the gym yesterday morning. I made sure that I got to the gym this morning. And I'm doing those things even though I don't know if my eating is going to be perfect, because I want to make sure I make the best choices that I can, and starting the day off with getting my exercise in is definitely one of those choices. So we're off to a good start. I did have a little something to eat post-gym, post-workout, but we are actually going to a breakfast thing that they're having for the 4th of July that is being hosted by a club that my uncle's in. So we're going to go do that with my grandfather and some other people. So I'm going to be cognizant of what I need to be eating, and what macros I need to be eating throughout the day, but I'm not going to be overly concerned with it. So, yeah, that's an update. I'm pretty psyched with my workout, and I'm just going to enjoy the day off, enjoy spending time with family and friends. My dog, on the other hand, is a little traumatized from last night. It was a rough night for him. He does not do well with fireworks. And so I had to drag him, like literally drag him outside this morning to go to the bathroom. And we came back inside, and now he's under my aunt and uncle's bed, where I'm assuming he's going to stay until I drag him out to go home later. So, yeah, anyway, I hope that, at this point, when you're watching this, it'll be after the 4th of July, so I hope you all had a good 4th of July. I'm going to go have myself a good 4th of July, too. All right, see you guys in the next clip. What's up, guys? So it's been a few days since I checked in. The last time I talked to you was on the 4th of July after I went to the gym. My intention and my plan were to stay
on track food-wise that day, and I definitely did not do that. So what I ended up doing Wednesday, so Monday and Tuesday were supposed to be low-carb days. Monday was low-ish in carbs, but I definitely went over my carbs. Tuesday was just kind of like I ate a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have. My aunt and I made macaroni and cheese. I ate fried dough at the Midway for the 4th of July. So I ended up, instead of Wednesday being a high carb day, I have done low carb days for Wednesday, Thursday, and today's Friday. So just to try and kind of compensate for the fact that I ate more carbs on the 2 days that would have been my low-fat days at the beginning of the week. That said, there's 2 things I want to address and talk a little bit more about. So one of those things is, I've just been thinking this week, I watch so many fitness YouTubers, and I really enjoy their channels, and most of them eat fairly healthy most of the time, but they also really enjoy going out to eat. They really enjoy eating cookies or donuts or whatever. They all enjoy eating things that are deemed unhealthy, so to speak. And it's interesting to me because if I have a day where I eat the wrong things, you know, people are like, oh, but you're on a weight loss journey. Okay. It's a little hypocritical, right? Because if I was thin already and I was just continuing to work towards increasing my physical well-being, improving my physique, no one would have anything to say about it. It would be okay. But because I'm overweight and obese, you know, people look at me like I have 3 heads because I ate a piece of fried dough or I ate some macaroni and cheese or whatever. And I find that a little bit frustrating because it's a little bit of a double standard. You know, my body composition is different than someone else's. My genetics are different. I can look at a piece of cake and gain weight. Like, I don't have to eat the stupid thing. So, you know, my metabolism's different. You know, there's so many different factors that impact our bodies and our genetics. And it's not fair or right for people to judge someone based on their weight. You know, it's not fair or right to judge them and what they're eating based on their weight. Oh, well, it's okay for you to eat that, or, oh, well, it's not okay for you to eat that. Or, yeah, you should be able to treat yourself, versus, no, you should stick to your diet and not do that. And I'm not saying that, you know, everyone's like that, but I get frustrated sometimes when I get, like, looks from people, like, look me up and down, like, you should not be eating this because you're overweight. I'm like, screw you. I mean, it was the 4th of July. I had fun. Is that going to be the end of the world? No. Could I potentially gain weight at the end of this week? Yes. I don't think that I'm going to. I don't know if I'll have lost as much weight as I potentially could have, but I don't think I'm going to have gained weight because I got right back on track on Wednesday and was on track Wednesday, Thursday, and today. And you know what? Even if I gain a pound, so what? You know, there's a difference between living your life and binge eating on a regular basis. So I am learning the difference between those 2 things. Because in my mind, I started this out, and I said this last week, in the first episode, in my mind I started this out wanting to be perfect. Have my eating be perfect. Like, stick to it, like, 100%. And that's just not realistic because life happens. Could I absolutely 100% stick to it if I wanted to? Yeah, I could. I know I have the capability of doing that. Am I going to enjoy my life as much as I will if sometimes I allow some leeway for, you know, foods that I want to eat or foods that I like? Like fried dough, I can't even, it's been years since I had that. And they had it at the Midway, which we call it Midway in you know, my hometown. It's basically like this big area where there's just like a ton of events, there's a ton of food and all this stuff that you can participate in the 4th of July. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun. So I guess my point being, whether or not I lose weight this week isn't really the bottom line. I feel healthier when I'm eating well most of the time and exercising 6 days a week. Did I exercise 6 days this week? Yes. Did I have to push myself some of those days? Absolutely. Last night I did not get to the gym until almost 9 o'clock, and it was a friend of mine who helped me get there because she was going there and I met her there. But I got there 6 days this week. Did I eat healthy most of the week? I don't know if I'd say most of the week at this point, but I would say at least half of the week. And most weeks aren't going to be like that. If anything, there's going to be a holiday or a birthday or something where there might be one day that's off during the week other than my reward day. You know, but for the most part, I've been eating healthy, doing the things I need to do. So this leads me into my next point, right? We shouldn't be judging people based on their weight. One of my friends sent me an article the other day, and it actually was very similar to another article. I had read a different article about, and I've talked about this before, about how you can be athletic and overweight at the same time. And then the article my friend sent me was about feeling the changes in your body and your health and not focusing on the number on the scale. It's not about the box and what the box says, you know, the box being the scale. It is about how you feel, whether or not you feel healthy. I got on the Stairmaster on Tuesday morning and I did the best, longest, most intense HIIT cardio session I have done ever. And I did it and I felt awesome. And then I went out and I had some fun. Could I have stuck completely to my diet? I could have. Did I want to? No, I wanted to have fun with my friends and my family, and I wasn't worried about it on that particular day. There's going to be times where it's important, where I'm going to go to things and I'm going to say, no, I need to stick to this. You know, for example, on a day before like a weigh-in, I'm much more likely to be more cautious than I would be maybe on like the first day of the week cycle or whatever. But regardless of that, it's not about the box. It's not about the number on the box. And I am having just an incredibly difficult time. I've had an incredibly difficult time over the last few years getting that through my thick, stubborn skull. But for whatever reason, it's getting a little bit easier. Not a lot, but a little bit. I'm learning that I gotta live my life, and it's more about if it fits your life than it is about if it fits your macros. You know, dieting, eating healthy, exercising, those are all important things, and I'm doing that the majority of the time. But living my life, having fun with my family and friends, and not obsessing about food all of the freaking time is also important and necessary. Because I want to create a healthier relationship with food for myself, because I've had an unhealthy one for many years. And I'm not going to create that if I am constantly obsessed with what I'm putting in my body and how much fat and how much protein and how many carbs. You know, like, that's not going to create a healthy relationship. It's just going to create a new obsession. Different kind of obsession, but a new one. You know, I talked about addictions a few weeks ago. Same idea. So my goal is to continue to track regularly, continue to work towards my weight loss goals, get to my weight loss goal, but also to, like, not give myself so much grief if I have a day or 2 days or even 3 days in a row where things don't go well. I hit a point kind of the last time I was doing this Transform app where I was getting so frustrated with myself and I wasn't going to the gym every day. That I think is key for me in continuing to feel healthy even on the days that, you know, like I eat things maybe that I wouldn't normally or shouldn't. Going to the gym every day, and I made myself a promise during this 12-week period that I'm going to do my absolute best to get to the gym 6 days a week. I was skipping days the last time I did the app, and I don't want to do that again because I actually think it makes a huge difference if I can get my HIIT cardio in every single day that it's required. I think that it makes a difference in how much fat you burn. I think that it makes a difference in recovering when you have like a bad day or a bad couple days. I'll just kind of give you guys a sneak peek. I have weighed myself, and it's not official yet, but I lost weight this week. Not a ton, but some. And some people might actually consider it a ton, I don't know. But, and I don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow morning. things could easily change. But my point being, I think that making sure I exercise every single day, 6 out of 7 days, I think that is contributing to being able to recover from like having some fun on Monday and Tuesday. So anyway, long story short, remember, it is not about the number, it's not about the box. Like, you can feel healthy and athletic and still be overweight or obese. All you have to be doing is trying to be healthier, trying to eat better, trying to exercise more. That's all you have to be doing. If you're doing those things, chances are you're going to feel healthier, you're going to feel better, regardless of what some stupid number says. Will I get to my goal? Yeah, eventually I'll get to it. When that's going to happen, nobody knows. I wish I did. I wish I had a crystal ball. I'm Crystal. I wish I had a ball with my name on it. Crystal ball. That wasn't funny. Anyway, with my name on it that could tell me, like this, on this date, if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to have met your goal weight. No such thing exists. So, we just keep plugging away. You have an off day, you get back on track. And that's what I gotta stop throwing away whole days and whole weeks because I have one bad meal or one bad day or 2 bad days. I just gotta keep plugging away. And so, it's only week 2, it's only episode 2, but I'm really trying to implement those things and learn during this process. Because I think that's really the key, right? That's the most important thing, is that I learn and I grow. And it was funny, I went out with one of my friends over the weekend and she said to me, "You're a lot more confident than you were this time last year." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because I weighed less last year at this time. And she's like, and I was wearing a tank top like I have been in, because it's been hot out here. Like I have been in a lot of my recent, videos and stuff. She's like, "You would have never worn that tank top out." We went out to dinner. "You never would have worn that out before." I was like, "Yeah, I would have." And she's like, "No, you wouldn't have." As per usual, I am long-winded and my camera cut off, so. Anyway, what I was saying basically is I don't care what anyone thinks about how I look in a tank top. I wear it because it's what's comfortable, and it doesn't make a difference what people think about it. It makes a difference of how I feel. That's what makes a difference. That's what matters. And so, thinking about it, it's funny because my body's changed over the last year in, I suppose I would say, a negative way. Sort of. But I think about where I was last year mentally, and I've definitely 100% grown mentally in the last year. The other thing is I think about where I was 2 years ago at the weight that I'm at now, and I did not look as fit as I do now. My face was like rounder, and I feel like you could see it more on my waist. And my face is round and my waist is round, but it's to less of an extent than it used to be. And I don't know if that's compensated for by muscle or what. But I am fitter, more confident, and stronger than I was a year ago. Do I wish I weighed what I weighed a year ago? Yes. But I will get back to that place. And I wouldn't want to give up the positive changes and the positive things and the positive ways I've grown just to be back to that weight. Because I'm here where I'm at right now, more confident, stronger, having grown, and I will get back to that weight. So, it's a win-win. Anyway, I've I've babbled, rambled. I've gone on for quite some time now. So I'm gonna end this clip here. The next clip will be of my weigh-in for the week. Good morning, guys. It's now Saturday morning, so it is time for my weekly weigh-in. So let's do it. There you have it, 319.
Alright guys, there you have it. 319, so I've had a loss of 3.6 this week, which, all things considered, I think is really good. I had kind of a, not rough start to the week, I had a great start to the week, celebrating the 4th of July and everything. I just didn't eat super well those days. So I'm super psyched that I was able to recover from that and still lose some weight. I'm hoping for an even bigger loss next week. I don't know if it's going to show up on the scale because it might be that time of the month by the time I get to next weekend. It's going to be in the next week and a half. But I'm just going to keep working. I do think that going to the gym every day is making a huge difference. I think that that is part of the reason that there was a loss this week, even though I had a couple days where I didn't eat very well. So, yeah, I'm psyched. 3.6 pounds, which puts me down like 14.4, I think, if I'm adding right. Anyway, so I'm proud of that, and I'm really happy because I had a great week and I still lost weight, which shows that you don't have to be perfect to continue on with your goals. It helps to have a really good week and to eat really well, but it's also okay if sometimes you have a week where you don't do that. You still have the potential to keep plugging away. So yeah, that's going to end this episode. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Transform, and I will see you guys next week for the next episode. Have a great week. Sometimes I feel like I'm so awkward and I sound so stupid, but it's getting better. It's only been, what, 5 months, not even. It's not going to be 5 months until the end of July. I've been doing this for 4.5 months. And if you look, please don't do this, but if you go back to my very first YouTube video, I'm still awkward. I'm always going to be awkward. I'm an awkward human being. But I'm way less awkward than I was in that first video. Please don't go back and look, but I'm just trust me on that. I totally am less awkward now than I was then. So I'm making progress.